See if I got it right this time. I hope you guys can hear me this time. Did I get it right? Oh, geez. How embarrassing. I'm back. Oh, gosh, that was such a bomb start, wasn't it? Hi, guys. Two of you here. I had a bunch of people checking in. Oh my goodness, I'm so embarrassed. But that's what happens. I know. That's what happens. Hey, Kevin, Kenneth, how's it? Can you hear me now? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hi, Applet, Kyle, Kimberly, what's up? I feel like the old lady, the lady in the romper room, looky Lou through the thing. Hi. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me good? Give me like a thumbs up or what's up? Yes. Ah, good. I'm so sorry. I do this all by myself and I try to get all my ducks in a row and I'm really, kind of like, did I do it right and stuff? And needless to say, hey, everybody, how's it? Wow, hey, a lot of people dropping by and saying, hey. Anyhow, I'll wait for a second because I just got a couple of texts from friends that were saying, hey, what happened? So I just fired back the text and say, oh, come and check it out now. So anyhow, Dan, Sid, Justin, what's up? Ewan Clark, I can hear you. Hi, Carolyn, what's up? I'm from Peru. Oh, I tell you what, while I'm waiting for folks to kind of chime in, put where you're from too. So if you say how's it or aloha or something, put like, well, a flag or no, don't put the flag because I'm not that worldly. I didn't get out of high school. So I'd probably go, So what's that? Chicago, what's up? California, living in Ohio. How's it? Kyle, shifting sands. I like that. Live on a beach, shifting sands. So anyhow, it looks like I might be freezing a little bit now and then. It could be my connection. If it is, I'm sorry, but I'll get going in just a couple minutes. But hey, guys, check this out, though. Look, no sling, shoulder recovery on the way. All right. From the West Coast, Kenneth, what's up? Not R. Kelly. Thank you. That, you know what? I can count on your comments every time. I get a big smile. I go, there's something behind that, but thank you. Let me see. Walter, Colin, how's it? Sid, how you doing? Aloha. Linda, how's it? How are you? Welcome. And once again, if I'm sputtering here, I might be sputtering there. So if that's the case, I don't have enough. This is Coconut Wireless here in Hawaii. We have a funny joke about that. Hey, Joseph, what's up? Greetings from Brazil. Brazil. I love that language. What a smooth language that is. It's Portuguese, Brazil. Sometimes I make a mistake on that, but what a great language. Connecticut, how's it? Yes, boiled pizza, that rotator cuff, right? Huh? Ireland, how's it from Ireland? My goodness, you know what? I have this kind of like romantic, spiritual vibe to want to go there one day and just kind of take it all in, that Ireland, that kind of place for me. Kiev, oh my goodness. Somebody's here from Kiev. Oh, my heart and the hearts of so many people go out to you. Whoever, where is that? Oh, did he already fly by from Kiev? Konstantin, Kosento. I'm sorry, I butchered your name. My heart goes out to you in Kiev. My thoughts go out to you. It's absolutely mind-numbing that this is happening, but at least we're here for music. So if we need to get away from that kind of stuff, I'm so grateful and privileged and humbled that you're here hanging out. So anyhow, and Ukraine, yes, okay. How's it? Germany, Denmark, isn't it kind of early in the morning there, right? I had somebody say they wanted to come and they said, oh man, it's like 12 o'clock at night or 1 o'clock at night. I got to put the kids to sleep, even though we're heavy metalers or whatever. Let me see, from Australia too. Lee, how's it, Lee? Very nice to see you here. Let me see. Oh, I'm getting binged by one of my friends here. All right, cool. So he sees me. All right. Okay. So now that I have a few of you here, and this is kind of an impromptu thing. Woohoo! I'm sorry. I just I look over here because that's where the chat is, and so it's really. Hey, Streetlight Manifesto, Apple, Apelli, you liked it. I'm glad you did. Okay. Now I'm going to focus at the subject at hand and then occasionally look over here when I can. How's it from Portugal? So let's talk just for a quick second. Rotator cuff. You guys literally went on the whole thing. Hi, Bonner from Connecticut. You guys literally went on the whole journey with me on my rotator cuff, because when I started this thing reaction on these channels, it was a little sore, but then it sprung and it popped when I was surfing in the middle of summer. And at that point, I was paddling like a T-Rex and it was painful. And you guys always saw me at that point. I'm like leaning into it and, couldn't grab my coffee, or you'd see me squint. And finally, I got the surgery. So needless to South Africa. I'm sorry, I just had to say, how's it in South Africa to Carl. So needless to say, I finally got the surgery. And if anybody knows anything about shoulder surgery, it's no fucking fun. Having my arm up in that sling for 6 weeks, the pain wasn't as bad as I thought. They gave me like a little bucket of OxyContin, but I was kind of shy from taking it because I didn't want to, I don't really lean into that, try to deal with the pain. And I did okay for a while until at nighttime, it was a little bit much so, but I got through it. Every now and then a little bit of pain, but now finally the sling was off. They took the sling off this week, or they said I can drive, and now I'm in, the physical therapy thing. So I'm doing good. I still can't grab my coffee with my right hand. I still can't, take anything. And, but I use my left, and, it's amazing when you have your dominant hand in a sling and you can't use it for 6 weeks, the things you could do with this hand. And I know some of you guys probably went, oh yeah, sure. But actually a funny enough thing is that it wasn't as difficult as I thought, because, I play bass, I play guitar, I play piano, and that's, a little left hand dexterity. So there were a few things that I could do, but when it came to eating and brushing my teeth, I was still like jabbing my mouth, going, so anyhow, shoulder recovery is going well. And hey, Larry, what's up? Shoulder recovery is doing well. And, I'm on a healing path. So I won't be able to go out in the water and swim for at least another 3 months, and hopefully be back surfing by, they say, maybe September. But, I'm going to take my time because I definitely don't want to go through this. So I want to thank all of you guys for your support and all your best wishes and stuff like that. And people bought me cups of coffee because they knew I was just sitting there going, And also, I do want to say one last thing before I go into the channel thing that I'm about to lay on you guys. All the videos that were popping up on YouTube from January 12th until pretty much last week were videos that I pre-recorded knowing that I was going to be laid up and I couldn't edit. So that's why some people are going, wait, I don't understand how you're doing videos, but then you're laid up, but you're not. If you remember, I would post videos maybe on stories or something with my sling on, but it was because I just didn't want to break the inertia of having the fun. And actually a lot of, all the comments you guys were leaving while I was sitting there reading it with one hand going through and, can barely get back to you, kind of helped me get through it. It was really kind of fun reading all the comments while I'm not in the recliner chair, and not being able to do much. So I want to thank you guys for all that. So anyhow, yes, PT is boring and it hurts. Actually, PT is hurting me more than the actual pain of the surgery, so, but I'm good. So let's move on. So anyhow, the channel. Hey, Nick. So I'm going to try something new here on this channel. I've gone through a lot this year. Never in my wildest dreams that I thought a channel would be in my future, let alone to where it is now. And, a couple 100,000 subscribers, great comments. People are enjoying what I'm doing. You're all enjoying what I'm doing. But I kind of have become part of a community unwittingly, which is that of reactors. And that's what I do, I guess, right? I listen to a song you guys suggest, I react to it. I wasn't prepared for the kind of unique conversation that comes from that. People either hate reactors or they love them. They either find them, to be inauthentic or authentic. They either find them, a nuisance showing up on their browser, or really super cool because you find new music, and I get all points of that. I can understand all of that, and so in lieu of trying to come back and maybe trying something a little different, because something that has happened since I've become the Decomposer Lounge music guy, breaking down decomposing music for you guys, And even though there are, thank you so much. There are, super kind comments that pop up that people say that, they really enjoy what I'm doing. And I find that I'm flattered beyond uh, beyond my abilities to be flattered by that, because I'm just sharing what I hear, and the fact that we can glam over a song together, be it mainstream or way under the radar, to me is just a joy. But I've been putting out like a video when I'm on my mark. I put out a video almost every day, or at least a minimum 4 videos a week. And I have people say they get overwhelmed, or the algorithm gets overwhelmed. No one's seeing my videos pop up on their browser. I've got to be saying, hey, everybody, don't forget, click on the bell on your subscription thing, and then you'll get notified. I'm like, God, I getting used to playing that thing. We're using like the title of the word reactor or reactions in the title has something to do with the algorithm and how it feeds and so on and so forth. I kind of want to do something completely different. And that leads me into what I might be doing, what I'm going to do on Tuesday. Hang on for one second. Let me just read a couple of these over here. Sorry, I get distracted. It's fun. I guess I can always read some of these too, as after this is loaded and playback too. But hey, Kevin, Baz, what's up? So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do on Tuesday. I'm just going to do it. But I'm only going to release 2 videos a week. But if I do this right, then I think I'll be able to better serve what I believe would be a really fun thing on the Decomposer Lounge to be as more of an enjoyable format. Now, if it sucks and if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter, because frankly, if you take a look at my views, and since I'm not a numbers guy, but you can't help but notice that my views are the worst they've ever been as far as numbers. We all know the pandemic is just about over. Thank you. Thank you for that. But, or at least as safely as we can get moving forward. So everyone's back to work, understand no one's at home like they were last year watching videos and stuff. But my numbers are just, flattened out, which is fine by me, because I don't have a dog in the hunt. I'm not making money here, except for all the wonderful people that hang out with me at Patreon, which I'll get to that in just a second. So what I'm going to do is on Tuesday, I'm going to release my first, let's put it this way, Decomposer Lounge show. Still going to be doing reactions, but I'm not going to put the word reactions in the title. I just don't care if I become part of that algorithm anymore. I just want to do this. And if it's good, you guys are going to share it and you'll enjoy it. And since I don't have a financial dog in the hunt here for this, and I'm not trying to get more numbers or make money, then might as well just enjoy it and try to do it differently and make it so maybe multiple types of music that might come across, still be metal, still be rock and everything, and just see what happens. And if it doesn't work in a couple of weeks, if it sucks, I'll go back to my old style, but I just wanted to try something new. So on Tuesday, you're going to see something completely different. And I'm working on shortening my breakdowns in the middle a little bit. I know a lot of people say, talk as long as you want, it's your show. No, I get it. But I think sometimes after listening to what I say, well, I could have said that a little shorter and gotten back to the music so we don't lose too much of the groove and stuff. Stand by for a second. I'm going to cruise through this really quick. Hey, Gavin, what's up, buddy? Shani. Oh, good. Yeah, Toad Mother, I think you'll enjoy it. We'll see. Once again, if it doesn't work, it's not going to be any real loss. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm going to go, oh my God, I got sponsors and they're going to be pissed and look at my numbers and stuff. And so, and that being said, so that's one part of the announcement there. So it's going to be new, and you're going to see a new thumbnail too. I'm going to get a little more. No, I'm not going to get gitchy. They're not going to be thumbnails of like, 1970s blow up porn doll faces. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's kind of funny, but I'm not going to go into that genre. But I'm going to take it maybe a little more seriously. I mean, I'm having a really good time, and this is a good time maybe to, without taking it seriously, without getting lost in like the success of it, but okay, let me go ahead and put a little more work into it. You know, I got to do it myself. I do my own thumbnails, I do my own recording, my own editing and stuff. Let me go ahead and just give it a shot, you know. So let me do that. So you'll see a little bit of a change, but I'm still going to be doing what I'm doing. So don't worry about that. I'm still going to be doing it. I'm just going to change the format up a little bit. So you guys will be the first to let me know Tuesday morning when I release this. And when I release Tuesday morning, usually I've done it Monday night, so I could schedule it to release at about 4:30, 5 o'clock Hawaii time. So morning time starting in the West Coast and everything. So I do want to venture into one really short, quick thing about that. Remember earlier I said, you know, thank God I don't have any sponsors. I don't have to answer to anybody. And that's because of you guys. You know, with you guys helping me out, supporting the channel, buying the cups of coffee. I know some of you bought the shirts, you know, that Adam Trask designed, an incredible artist. Adam, I know you're probably not here, but you know, if you bought the shirts, whatever. And of course the Patreon members, that's really huge. And you know, you drift, Patreon members can drift in and out. You come in for a month and stuff and you hang out, or there's people who've been there since I've started. And that is really important to me. And I always want to be that. I actually get people getting a hold of me who are, they represent influencers and products. And then I watch some of the other people now starting to integrate like their commercials inside their shows. And I think because I'm just, you know, I'm a simple man. Cups of coffee, a donut, some Fresca, sardines, onions, and tomatoes. If you're here from Hawaii, you understand what I'm talking about when I say that. You know, I don't need a lot. You know, the houses have been rented, the family's raised. I got 8 grandkids. You know, I'm just like the little. Do you remember the guy? Remember the composer in 101 Dalmatians? Remember that old? You know, he was the guy who just went up into his attic and he just loved to compose. That's me. Anyhow, so I've had people reach out to me and say, hey, listen, we'd like to really hook you up and do this. And then when I read what it is that they want, I'm just like, I'm grateful that they think I have some kind of reach. But I'm just not feeling comfortable about talking about Alpo dog food or whatever it is that they want me to represent that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. And then it becomes about the money. And then it becomes about me searching that out. And I don't want it. So I'm always going to be humbled and blessed by your support, you know, whenever the cups of coffee and all that sort of stuff comes, and go to Patreon. And then Patreon finally, just on that subject matter, then, you know, with Patreon, I've really went into overdrive on Patreon, where I think I'm probably going to, there's a lot of people are suggesting over there as well, and hanging out for the conversations too. I put up other videos about different things too. I just talk bubbles, you know, bubbles, old bubbles on Patreon sometimes, but I lean into that just a little bit. And I understand not everybody can go to Patreon, or some people just don't like Patreon for other reasons and everything. Hey, Nolan. Oh, thanks. Hey, thank you very much. Did you hear the one about G? No, I don't know what G is. But thank you for the $5 or 5 CA. Where does that come from? But at least in Patreon, it feels like I can, for those who do come out and hang out there in Patreon, little, you know, robust of a conversation. I'm getting back at them, having a good time when I can, and pretty much faster than normal. But I also get a lot more eclectic suggestions there. So I'm getting some very unique suggestions. And just to let you know, for here on the channel, what happens in Patreon now, I started off with whatever happens on Patreon stays on Patreon, but all my members said, hey, listen, other Patreon reactors are saying first listen. So you'll hear it first on Patreon and then let it marinate over there, and then I'll fire it on here. So that I make sure that the main channel, also all of you folks who are hanging out with me, hear some of that. Okay, so that being said, Twitch. To Twitch or not to Twitch? That is the question. Hey, Gavin. Yes, I am hyped about the new Tool album, and I'm definitely looking forward to getting to it, but I don't want to listen to it because I want to do it through suggestions. So I definitely want to get to it. To Twitch or not to Twitch? Cabbage. Not that kind of Twitch. I think maybe that's not a platform that's good for me. what I understand that's great about Twitch is you can do live reactions, okay, and not get hammered. And then it gets, and then most people will do the live reactions and then put it on YouTube. But I just don't know that I want to be that busy, because I'm not trying to hit everything. And also there was this really big reactor war thing that broke out on Twitch. Not a war, but one reactor said something about somebody else and all that. And then, and that's been kind of a big thing that's happening in the last month or two is, reactors are getting involved in conversations about how other people feel about reaction channels or reactors. And, personally, like I said, with my, not a Twitch user. Yeah, that's another thing too. I don't, I think a lot of people who follow me here may not use Twitch. But I just think I just feel more comfortable. I'll just stay here on YouTube and on Patreon. The Twitch thing, it looks fun. Like I said, I really wanted to do that on Patreon. I was under the impression that I could do that and it had its own streaming. But once I got involved in Patreon, I realized, oh, no, wait a second. I got to do this through another service and then drop it over, put the codes in or something on Patreon, and then I can kind of stream it. But I couldn't use YouTube because I'd get banged, right? So, yeah, Larry, you're right. I don't want to spread myself too thin. That's the whole thing. I'm not, I'm doing this because I love to do it and I'm enjoying it. So I think I'm just going to pass on the Twitch thing and I'm going to hang out with everybody here. Oh, sorry, I'm going to take a quick break. Necro, that skeleton painting that you're talking about there, my neighbor is a very, very super famous rock band photographer. His name is Eric Kabik. And right now he's on tour with Journey, taking pictures and stuff. He's taking pictures of Tool and Slipknot and stuff. This guy's insane, so busy. But he actually got that made, and he made a double print. So he gave it to me as a gift, and so that's what that is. But that is a Grateful Dead kind of a thing going on there. So anyhow, sorry, didn't mean to, slip over. I see people talking about a no new Tool album coming out. Did I get rickrolled or something? I don't know. Or is it a live album that might be coming through? I'm not sure. I'll always keep my eye on that. So I think I'm just gonna stay neutral on the Twitch thing, and just pass and just do what I'm doing here, and then just do Patreon. But I am going to be busier on Patreon because, in the sense that I'm just going to do a lot of videos there, let them marinate, and then pop them over too. Plus this new format, if this new format works, then I have to rethink a couple things on how I want to do stuff on Patreon. Blah, 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 So what else was it? What else did I have to say? What else did my thumbnail say? What did my thumbnail say? Oh, wait, I want to talk about something. Now I'm just all bobo and I forgot what my thumbnail said. Stand by for 1 second because I had these subject matters and I'm like, now I can't figure out what it is that I wanted to do. Oh, really quick, while I'm looking at that, I also do want to let you guys know one other thing is that I do have another channel, and I've had, and it's all like Adele and Porch Shed and, and also cultural music. There's these wonderful artists from around the world that are just playing, their native instruments and singing great stuff, like millions of views. And we don't really hear about it. It's not our circle, but it is kind of more pop culture, hip hop, techno, or whatever. So if you see those popping up, I've had some people go, dude, are you going soft on us? Like, that's the problem I want to hear as an old guy, right? But sorry, that was a mess. I shouldn't have said that. Hey, Jeff, stand by. Hey, can't stay. Okay, Jeff, thank you so much. Thank you for dropping me a couple of cups of coffee there. I'm glad you're going to hang out. What was I going to say? But I do have that other channel, and it's just called The World Music Review. So if you see my face pop up and I'm doing EDM or dubstep or, acoustic, musicians or some musicians from the past and stuff like that, that's just that other channel because I enjoy that as well. But the great thing about this channel is I'm new in metal compared to all of you. And that, before we go into Q&A, I just want to close my yammering with that whole thing. And I just wanted to share this one last thing with you guys. I have a very high threshold for getting triggered. And I've had some really super heinous, shitty comments left, for my channel, but they end up in a filter somewhere back in the dashboard. So when I check on it once in a while, I go, fuck, man. Some people got time on their hands to say some shit. But one of the things I get called out on a lot is that I'm a fraud as a composer, and that I'm a bullshitter about not hearing the music. And I've wanted to respond. So here I am, not necessarily responding. I just wanted to reiterate so that you folks who are hanging out and watching, is that when it comes to this journey, I have never been exposed to metal in this capacity. Rock, metal, prog rock, all the subgenres that I'm learning here. Because when I was younger, you guys know I was going through a particular path, and then I was engineering, and then a lot of the stuff I was doing was more, cultural. I was engineering in LA and stuff, but for not rock bands and stuff, but just whatever clients that would have to come through. That by the time my composing career started taking off in the mid to late 80s, I wasn't listening to radio. I wasn't watching MTV. I was just doing my job and stuff. So that when this journey started and you guys are firing all these suggestions at me, it is all really new. And if that's not new, I'll tell you. That's why I have that one little segment going, why this song melts your face. Because then it's not a reaction, it's a review. It's just my thing. And I have another little segment that I'm going to start next month that's going to be kind of similar to that, but a little more personal on the dialing in on, like, the question answer, ask and answer, about songs that I know I've already heard, but what do you think of it? So, like I said, I was thinking of always responding to the people who are calling me a fraud and stuff. And the reality is who am I answering to? Really? Somebody on the other side of the planet with a keyboard, right? So, but in about 2 weeks, I think this is going to be my answer reaction video to that. I'm putting together my little reel that I've put together from 1988 to like 2002 off of like Betacam and ADATs and D88s and cassette tapes and whatever. Some of it sounds crappy, but I'm finally going to just put it and smoosh it together and put it on 2 little videos and just upload it to the channel and put it to the side. Because a lot of people don't take the time out to go to the About tab on my, YouTube profile, then click to see where there is another reel existing. But, I'm just doing my due. So anyhow, wow, almost a half hour. I was gonna say that I am not gonna stay here all that long, but now I'm going to drift over here, and I am going to now look at some of what we have here for some Q&A and stuff. So fire them at me, man. What do we got here? And if your stuff went through, I promise that I'm going to actually take a look when this is loaded. I guess it loads live, and then I can review a lot of the stuff because I'm over here. So, oh my God, who saw me on Hawaii 5-0? Dude, did you see me on Hawaii 5-0? Oh my God. Yes, that was me. You want to know what's worse? You guys ready for this shit? You ready? I'm going to be on NCIS Hawaii on March 7th. If I didn't end up on the editing. Okay, wait a second. Ready? My name is Victor Ruiz, and I'm a drug oligarch from Venezuela that does arms dealing. Go figure. The last one I did in Hawaii 5-0, I was a Spanish guy, right? I played Kai Frontera. What? Like all my local brothers over here are saying, brah, Kai Frontera. Gee, holy. But this one now I'm playing Victor Ruiz. And then in another film I did out here, I was a bar patron that spilled the bar, and Kelly Hu, the famous actress, beautiful, lovely Kelly Hu, chews me out and throws a rag at me and stuff like that. So yes, that was me on Hawaii 5-0. And if you guys want to die laughing, and they gave me guest star too, and so I get checks still for like enough to buy 2 bars of wax, but they gave me a guest star on that. So if you guys are bored, it's episode 607 in the new Hawaii 5-0, or at least you could look it up. It's the stupidest thing. Anyhow. Bo. Anyhow, so let me see what we got here. Oh my goodness, yes. What is my biggest life lesson I've learned through music? Jonathan Marker. I'm learning it now. Because music to me has been within my bubble, what I do for a living. So when I get a phone call, I get asked to write, I write, turn it in. Hopefully they like it. And I, get on with my life. I love my family, my surfing, grandkids, that's just been my bubble. And being a third generation composer, that's just what we do. The biggest thing I've learned about music is actually happening on this channel right now, is that how impactful music is to all of you. And to me, that's just such a joy, because I took my craft, I never took it for granted. There's nothing like getting that first paycheck when you actually, somebody asks you to write something and you go, geez, I'm there. And then you hope you keep it happening. But with this channel, my biggest life lesson has been that there's such a broad palette of which an individual has to listen to all different kinds of music and how it moves individuals. So when I read the comments, and it's so moving, some of them are like, my dad and I used to listen to this before he passed away. And, every time I hear the song, I think of the things that he used to say. Oh, that was lame. Didn't that sound like some really bad lyrics? But yeah, that my life lesson is expanding right now with you guys here on this channel when it comes to my life lesson with music and the power of the soundtrack of our lives. So that was a great question. And even for myself, yeah, just to get long-winded, I was drained by the time I did my very first video on Tool. You guys remember that first video? I did that on my cell phone camera, really, what was it, Sober Live, I think. I was done. I was completely baked from writing music. Not the fun baked, overly baked from writing music. I've written thousands of tracks and had thousands of music of my, tracks of mine licensed around the world. That's how I made a living, But by the time it came to me writing my own stuff, I was like, I can't do it. I got nothing. But because of this channel and because of the exposure of great music that all you guys have been sending me, be it, as eclectic and experimental all the way to as bone crushing, with the kind of musicianship and stuff, I'm motivated. So you guys remember I did that little riff on the guitar about 4 months ago, and I kind of put it to sleep for a while because I wasn't really ready for it. I'm actually working on it now. So I'm hoping within 2 to 3 weeks, I'll have something finished to play you guys. And it's really based on this influence. I would say that this track that's coming out for me is produced by all the subscribers of The Key of Jeeves. So you all get a free copy. I don't know. That sounded kind of campy, but okay. Have I ever taken a dab? Today? Oh, glad you like the answer. Check out the song Mask. Oh yeah, I'll have to check that out. Let me see. Let me scroll up on some of the other questions here. Did you get into, how did I get into ventriloquism? Okay, you guys ready for this? I promise I'll make this short because this is all about music. But you guys have always seen my puppets in the background, and you guys always hear me talk about the hospital visits. So I'll make this really short and quick. A dear friend of mine passed away as a director. I did his last 4 films for him. He passed away, sudden stroke, 49 years old. I was really kind of depressed. And so I'm sitting here on the North Shore just going, and a friend of mine says, dude, you got to get out and do something. And so he talked to me to go into one of his friends' places of work, and I went there. It's a very famous place called Coolloa Ranch. And it's beautiful, 4,000 acres. I became a tour guide, but what made it really fun is they did all like Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, Lost, all the background shots at that place. So I became this like VIP, not VIP like that, but this name of a tour was called the VIP tour, where I specialized in Hollywood type tour around 4,000 acres. It was a blast. I loved it. One of the things we used to do was a little, you take a fake dinosaur and people go, and you put this and you take a picture and you give it to them and they'd all be really excited. One day I decided to just go, hey, I'm going to walk around with a dinosaur just so the kids can be, and pretend it's eating something. Well, it just so happens that the only dinosaurs I wanted to buy American, because there were some really nice ones in China and stuff, but I just wasn't feeling it. Just wanted to support here, home, just our people. Did that come out right? You know what I'm trying to say. And not a slant against anybody else's, place of business. But so I get this giant Parasaurolophus and I'm walking around and it's a ventriloquist puppet, but I've never tried it. So, but I was just walking around with my hand in it, and I was feeding it fake plants. And then I tried to be a ventriloquist, and I sucked. I was like, rah, 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 everywhere. Then I decided to go, well, let me look it up. Let me see what I can do with it. And I promise I'm getting to the end of this. And then about 4 or 5 months of me practicing a little bit, I put up a stupid video on my Facebook page, and somebody saw it and said, hey, there's this guy that's looking for entertainers for hospitals for kids. And I was like, quoi? What do you mean? So I talked to this guy, a wonderful guy. His name is Seymour, and he has Make Him Smile is the name of the nonprofit out here. And he looks at my video and goes, yeah, you kind of suck. You're not that good, but love your energy, love the puppet. Why don't you come in and try? Well, the very first time I came in and tried was Shriners here in Hawaii. And as soon as I walked through and just saw the joy on their faces, and even the staff, because the puppet's design was incredible, I was like my heart and my soul just came out of my chest. So then I started to take it seriously, and then I started to, practice, bought more puppets, and then, now I have a whole healing dinosaur thing, and I just specialize in room-to-room visits in hospitals for kids that are long-term ill or long treatment therapy, critical ill, and stuff like that. And that's it. That is going to be my life forever, and it will always be my life. And that's how I got into ventriloquism. And then I just learned watching videos, character development, not Seth Rogen, the guy who does all the voices from Family Guys, just learning how to do certain things. So that's how I got into ventriloquism, and now I love it, and it's a lot of practice. And finally, my family had finally said, finally, there's a use for you to talk into the walls, because they used to say I talk to myself all the time. So now I can just talk with my hands. So that's my ventriloquist thingy there. And as soon as they allow me back into the hospitals without a mask, ventriloquism with a mask just doesn't work, right? So I'm out of here. And I want to go on tour in the mainland again like I did. I wanted to in 2020. 100 hospitals in 365 days, but that got slammed because of COVID. So anyhow. La la la. A couple more questions here. Well, wait a minute. Okay. 30 seconds. I'm going to teach you to be a ventriloquist. Watch this. I want you to say the words right now. You can say it out loud. I ain't going to hear you. Did the dog chase the cat? Just say it. You don't have to type it. Those words don't require any of the ventriloquist tough letters. Did the dog chase the cat? Now, I just want you to relax your mouth, because you don't have to move your lips. Watch this. Did the dog chase the cat? Did the dog chase the cat? So if you choose your words right, everyone's a ventriloquist. You're a star. I'm sorry. I'm clowning right now. Okay. Rock drummer from Argentina. Che, Argentina, ¿cómo estás? ¿Sabes qué? Perdón, no hablo bien, pero medio Argentina. Mi sangre. Yes. Yes, Mendoza, Argentina. Anyhow, how's it? Let me see. I'm glad you enjoy the videos too. Che, pibe. Yo tomo mate. ¿Dónde está mi mate? I'm sorry. Yeah, good. John, you have a new job. Wonderful. Steve, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, man. I appreciate that so much. Any chance to get Alcest on the channel? Sure. Just drop it. Well, you just dropped it on the comment. So I'll go ahead and drop that in there. Aguante Mendoza, che, claro que sí, en efecto. I only learned bad words in Spanish first, right? Pelotudo, boludo, whatever. Talking heads. Okay, the tough thing about doing a reaction to talking heads, and I tried before, is I always get blocked. So there's some, it's like Robert Fripp and his band. It just routinely, it's not going to happen. So I'll try. You know what? I get so much. Hi, Harry. I get so much about Sigur Rós. I promise I've got some coming up. I really do, because I've been getting hammered to get on that. You guys, if you guys saw the size of my suggestion list, that's why hopefully this new format, I could potentially do 6 to 9 videos a week. I know everybody just went, bleh. How's that going to work? Trust me, I'll try it. If it doesn't work, then it's going to suck but I'm going to try it. So hang in there. Cult of Luna is another one. Hi, Gregory. Cult of Luna is another one that I definitely have to get on there. I'm getting bombed for that as well. Richelieu, yes. See, now it's coming out. Russian Circles, oh, Catatonia. What an amazing band. I have gotten so familiar with their work. So much so that I don't know if I can do a lot of reactions, because now they're not first time listens, because I just let it play through on my Spotify, and it's just great. Hi, Salvatore. Dance Gavin Dance. Yes, I've already done one. I'll come back to another one for sure. Thank you for that. Cog is another one. Let me see. The sound is back. Yes, I'm so sorry, Tails. I know I fully geeked. Sooner or later I'll be old enough to just move into Trembling Hills old folks home, and I'll have somebody else push the buttons for me. But in the meantime, I make my own mistakes. That's a good question from QRF Contracting Limited. Did I just do a commercial for you? Intense metal, like death and deathcore. You know what? I've listened to, you see, automatically I try to bend my arm thinking it's fixed, and it's not quite 100% yet. I do listen to it, and I do have suggestions coming up from death and metalcore, and I've become more of a fan once I start watching documentaries. It's a trip. Where I've become more of a fan of different genres is when I sit back and I catch documentaries, whether it's Netflix or YouTube or something, or somebody does a bit, sometimes, guys like Finn McKenty, I think it is, the NBA punk rock guy. Sometimes I lean into like going, wow, that's a really interesting, because he's like that kind of like ethnomusicology kind of metal rock punk kind of guy. So sometimes I'll hear stuff, but as far as deathcore and metalcore, and then there's the other thing too, there's melodic metalcore. When I put in Under Oath, remember I did Under Oath last month? Somebody said that it was mall metalcore. So I get a little tossed up with like, well, what, I don't want to get overly tossed up with the genres, and because you guys know that 70% of the time I get the genres wrong. You guys straighten me out on it, but it's coming on the channel, and I don't have a problem with it. One person did ask once, or somebody asked me on Patreon about the lyrical content. I go, half the time I don't understand it, but if somebody, I try to keep everything as organic and authentic as I possibly can. And if I have my own truth that I want to keep my channel to a certain way. So if it's really super gritty and stuff, I'll probably have a pass on it, but I haven't heard anything yet, let me see. Yeah, King Crimson, that's the one who keeps blocking me. Thank you very much. Finn McKenty. Oh, really? Is he your dad? If you're not kidding, is that the one from Punk Rock MBA? Super cool guy. That guy, he's a pro. That guy is good at what he does. Okay. Are definitely prog metal. Yeah, how's the weather in Hawaii right now? It is cloudy. It's bombing. It's about 15-foot surf out there, which doesn't matter to me. I can't get in the water for another 5 months. So, but it's always warm. Winter here is like, it's 65 degrees. Water's 72. Yeah, the prog rock for me is a little more like, for instance, you guys, I just put out on my community, the celebration of 47 years of physical graffiti from Led Zeppelin. Now, of course, everybody remembers some of the more powerful songs like Kashmir, and the Rover and stuff like that. But for me, what really stuck out more than anything else was 10 Years Gone. And that to me was more of their proggy, tracks on there. It's just my own thing, but I love 10 Years Gone. I kept on putting the needle back in the day. Poing, 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 poing. Yeah, I loved, Kashmir, and there's other great songs on there, but yeah, the prog rolls a little more with me because they take different kinds of opportunities and risks with arrangements. So yeah, the prog for me, I'd lean into a little bit, but I'm learning so much with you guys sending me so many different suggestions. It's just great for me to learn. Plus, it's starting to influence me. When you guys hear what I release in a couple of weeks, you're going to hear influences. I'm not going to bullshit and say, this is rah, 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 rah. No, it's I get influenced, but maybe you'll hear a little of this, a little of this, a little of this, a little of that. And it's not a piece of work that I'm releasing as a guitar player or a piano player or an orchestrator or something. It is just going to be a piece of work, a body or a track. So anyhow, blah blah blah. Do I live on the beach? Yes. Well, on a coconut on the beach. Now, nobody ever really lives on the beach here because the beach keeps moving and it keeps falling into the ocean. But I'm a few blocks away, not too far. Hey, James, thank you so much. I really appreciate that for the cup of coffee. And thanks for hanging out on the channel and watching the videos as well. Thank you very much. When I did the Yes song, yeah, Yes is another band, But this new little thing that I'm going to be doing in the next couple of weeks, segment, is where I'm going to actually start going into songs that I do remember. And it's not going to be like reactions. It's going to be like, oh, let's talk about this now under the Decomposer Lounge style, chill and rinsing. That's what we're going to see in the future on there. So, hey, Bill, what's up? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really do. It means a lot to me. Did you ever play golf? Of course I do. I live 6 miles away from Turtle Bay. And my brother is a rock and roll heavy metal golf pro in Studio City, California. But he's the one that introduced me to Tommy Lee and Eddie Van Halen and Alice Cooper and stuff because he teaches those guys. He's got half sleeves of tats and look him up on Instagram, RDB Golf Tips. And he's kind of boisterous. He's a little punky and stuff, but he's a crusher. And that my little brother, well, he ain't little, he's in his 50s now. He's one of the reasons why I got an opportunity to meet Eddie and all these great guys. It wasn't because of me, because I was in my cubbyhole writing music for media. My brother was the rock star golfer for the rock stars. So, Perfect Circle, Noose. Oh, sometimes I wish I could do like 3 in a row. But then inevitably I get bombed with some shitty comments and stuff, and people go, I'm unsubscribing, which it's too bad. I mean, you can, and I'm so grateful that you're here, and then if you got to bail for that. But sometimes I feel like I just want to do a whole album, and just break it up. But I don't know. Maybe in the future, you think? I was thinking of maybe doing that on Patreon. I'm thinking, and I know that sucks, and I hang on for a second. I'm not saying I'm going to do it there and you got to pay. I mean, it's nice because it supports me, but if I do it on Patreon, then what I could do is like maybe I do a whole album review in segments, and then I slowly release them on YouTube. I don't know. I'm not a pro at this. I don't know what the hell I'm doing half the time. Greg Lore, how's it, brother? Listen, thank you so much for hanging out. Is this Greg Lore, the surfer? Is that you? What band you've listened? TB, hey Jeeves, what's a band you've listened to lately that you're excited to hear more from? God, that's so tough. There are some stoner rock bands that have come up that I'm listening to that, like, wow, I'm blown away. And stoner rock's pretty cool too. I just don't know. And if you're talking about some of the older bands, like me, older, I think it would be really cool to hear, what's kicking around inside the toolbox of Tool. That was a horrible pun. I'd like to hear also, I've gotten used to the sounds and the power of Mudvayne and Slipknot and that era of nu metal. But I also I tell you what I am loving. I'm kind of drifting from your question is, what I really enjoy, because the way I listen to music and stuff is when I listen to, like, let's just say a band from the 80s that's still together and maybe they've transitioned through 10 different members. And you listen to one track on what they sounded like in the 80s and stuff, and then they're still together and you listen to them now and just going, wow, what a difference in tones and sounds and performance and stuff like that. Technology doesn't change the creativity, depending who you're talking to, but it can elevate songwriting. Let's say if you took that song and recut it and made it this, but I would never do that. Don't worry. I wouldn't say, hey, let's recut Kashmir nowadays. And no. I'm just saying that's usually really cool when I hear a band that's been around for 35 years, they release something new and you go, wow. You can see that there's been that trajectory and the change in technology and how they're engineering and doing what they're doing and stuff. But anyhow, please, ulcerate. I've been getting, hi Gibson. I have been getting also bombed on ulcerate, so I will definitely be, rinsing on that for sure. And maybe split them up. Yes, SROM, I agree with you. Mike, Oldfield's tubular bells. I'll check it out. I don't care if it's Christmas bells. Music is music is music. If that's just a title for something that's very dark and heavy too, I'm always good for checking that out. Do you know the Daily Doug channel? Oh yeah, Doug Halvery. Yeah, I like him. He's cool. I get a lot of people say, "You guys, who the hat, the beard, the." I like that guy. I really do. And if you really go into his YouTube channel and listen to his choral works. The guy is brilliant. Great. I mean, we obviously do things completely different. Okay. This is one of the things that actually hits me on the head. Sometimes I get triggered is when people say, well, dude, you're a composer and you're not even talking about meters and modes and times and this. And I'm like going, yeah, I'm a composer, but I'm talking in a way that I feel I can relate with people and not. That's why you can go to Doug is incredible. Adam Neely is incredible when it comes to theory. There's quite a few of them that can play things and they can tell you what the chord is and what's that mode and what a great chord change and stuff. I'm not that good at that stuff. I took theory for 6 months and I realized that wasn't going to get me any work. So, not a bang to theory. I've learned more about theory in the last 10 years just out of the joy of learning more, which I've been going, wow. But it's also just Western theory too. Mm-hmm. Oh, here we go. Here comes the fight. Who's breaking out the gloves on that one? There's a composer here going, but that's my thing. But I think Doug is great, and he's killing it. He's absolutely killing it. His views are going through the roof, and he's going to pass me up in subs, and I'm so stoked for him. I really think, and I think he really embodies that teacher thing too. That's what I really enjoy. Him and Rick Beato. They embody that teacher thing. And I think that's what he does is he teaches music at a university. So good on him. I just love when he pops up on my browser and, maybe I should send him a couple of my hats. We'll trade hats. I don't know. He seems like a great guy. Okay. Let me see how much time here. Oh, I'm going to cut this off soon, guys, but I love doing this, but stand by. Hi, Shani Ace. Oh, Persian composer. I love that style of music. Oh, it's prog rock. Tubular Bells is prog rock. Thank you very much, Nick of Time. Tall tales taste like sour grapes. Man, these all sound great. See, here's the other thing that's happening too, is I'm getting a lot of great suggestions for obscure, and I'm learning about that, obscure versus mainstream, and I'm really digging it. I really dig the obscure thing. Thank God I'm not, stressing over views, because the obscure things don't really get views that much, but they get the right views. And what I mean by that is when I do obscure pieces of work or things that don't, sometimes people go, dude, how did that happen? How did you hear about that? I don't know. Somebody on Patreon suggested it to me and I popped it out over here. Is the fact that I can have that conversation where people are just blown away that I'm just not staying to what might say, maybe homogenous mainstream. And that's not a slam. I'm just saying is to go into these other things. And I enjoy that back and forth because a lot of times the conversation is a little different because there's a little different, maybe enjoyment by the listener who listens to bands that are not mainstream and stuff that pull out these really unique things about arrangement stuff, maybe a little more vested in their hearing experience with the band. So, I'm not about the views, guys. I'm not. You could tell. Look at my views. They're, and I'm still showing up every day going, phew, all right. Galactical drifting. Hey, Robbie Bonham, how are you? Yes, that is my life story. My teachers in school used to say that to me. Well, not quite like that. I just felt like I was like galactically drifting. Dillinger's another great one. Fair to Midland, also, yes, very much so. You know what? Great question by Sumas Aran. How much am I enjoying Radiohead? I got to tell you something, guys. I'm really digging it. And I know I get a shit ton of shit in my comments. People go, bullshit, you never heard of them. No, fuck, I didn't. I'm too busy enjoying my life. Music was not something that I would rinse in. Remember, music is my job. So when you punch out of your job, what's the last thing you do? Pick up a hammer and keep swinging it home? If you're a carpenter, no, you put it down into, anyhow. Ooh, had to let go of some of that energy, didn't I? What I love about Radiohead, and I'm about to do a whole run on them, I think, in something in their basement, some kind of basement performance that was happening, because I also want to do more live reactions or live videos. Is their subtleness and the power of their arrangements. Remember, you know what I've said this on a lot of my videos. Simple does not mean easy. And through that, these really glorious arrangements. But that also goes for Tool. You know, that also goes for other bands. Soen, Catatonia. Some of them can be very, heavily arranged and stuff like that. But there's power and simplicity. Sometimes it's the intervals in voicings of a chord, be it on the piano or the guitar, and they might just use 1-5-11 for those of you who are musicians in the bass or something like that, 1-5-9, 1-5-11 or something, that to keep that wide open while the other colors are filled in here on the right hand or with your guitar or something, or the bass, and that's what I love about Radiohead and his voice. It's pretty heavy stuff lyrically, so. I paint my own pictures with it. It's theater of the mind when I listen to it. But more Radiohead is definitely coming on this channel. And I have a couple that I have to do first on Patreon. So stand by. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't everybody. Don't worry. It's going to end up on the main channel. So. Yes, I did like Aphex Twin. You must be on Patreon. Yes, thank you so much. I just did Aphex Twin. On my Patreon channel. I'll release it on my main channel in a few weeks, but wow, that was an experience. And that's why the EDM, I'm not saying it right, I'm sure, because there's talk about subgenres, the electric digital music scene. Oh shit, are there a lot of subgenres there? But because I'm a composer and because I've written a couple hundred tracks in the nature of EDM for music libraries and stuff like that, I can understand and I enjoy the rhythmical aspects of using, arpeggiated works or very uniquely placed synthetic sounds, and rhythms especially. I'm not down too straight for that house kind of stuff, but I've made it work. I've been hired to do it. I've made it work. But I like the more. What was that? What was that one? Spangle. I did Spangle, I think, last year. I should be doing a little more of that, but I think I might do that on the other channel. I'm not too sure. Not too sure yet. Not quite. Let me see. Snarky Puppy. I'm scared to do Snarky Puppy, and I'll tell you why. I've done a couple, and I just don't feel that my reaction does it justice. I'm learning something about the word reaction, too. And I've had quite a few comments that sometimes people are watching how I physically react to something. Like I could be listening, then there might be a drum fill or something, and they see me make bass face or something, and all that. Snarky Puppy is such an amazing ensemble. I don't think I could do them justice. I'll try again, and I'll bring up some other stuff. But when I sit there and I just listen to it, I'm like, oh my God, what do I say that makes any sense? Especially a lot of the Snarky Puppy fans. I've had a friend of mine going, I don't like to listen to Snarky Puppy because all the fans are snobby, wanky, I don't know, musicians and stuff. I don't believe that. There's people that don't know anything about music that love Snarky Puppy. He was just kind of funny the way he said it. But a lot of them are musicians. And so I got roasted a few times in my comments when I said a few things about Snarky Puppy, when I blew a mode. I think I called it Phrygian when it was Lydian or something, because I was thinking of what key was it in. Was that a Phrygian mode or something? And I got toasted in the comments for that. But yes, Snarky Puppy is just absolutely amazing, and I'll do more of them. Austin. One of the shows coming up is going to be Les Claypool. Yes, and also Mike Patton, and I'm also throwing in Jeff Buckley into that mix. That's going to be really fun. I think I'm going to release that one next week. Ooh, did I just give away a little hint of how I might be doing things in the future? Ooh. Okay. Hey, there's still a few of you here still yet. 137 people. Mahalo. Black MIDI. Somebody I have a lot for Black MIDI that I've got that on my list for sure. Yes, the crowd at the Snarky Puppy shows are absolutely fun to watch too. It's like fun. It's like a reactor watching the crowds. You know, sometimes there's a show that a thing I liked when I needed to laugh. I watched something really funny for me called Scary Snowman. How many of you guys have ever seen Scary Snowman on YouTube? Just throw me a thumbs up or something, or whatever, you know. Well, for me, it's fun just to watch people jump out of their skin, and it was in the day where it was really fun and organic. But one of the things that I love to do is I watch other people behind the people who are screaming jump and react. So that's kind of fun, is to watch the other people behind the people. Same thing with Snarky Puppy. Of course, I'm watching the musicians, but then I love watching the reaction of the people who are just sitting there going, you know, you see them physically torque, you know, to the music and stuff. And it's like, I really enjoy that. So yeah. Let me see. Hang on. A puppet show for reviews. Yeah, I tried that once. That didn't work out. I got fried. But I do that on my Abba Jeebs. I actually do kids puppet reviews of like kids music, like kids dinosaur stuff. So if you go to Abba Jeebs on my YouTube page, you'll see a couple of those. Oh, hi, Earth Productions. Yes, this is the other side of me. How do you think I fund Abba Jeebs? Abba Jeebs is all nonprofit. So whenever you guys, hey, DMT Infinity, how's it? Spangle, yes, more Spangles coming. That actually, this channel, in a very incredible way on how the universe works, has helped fund me with the Abba Jeebs initiative. So the money and the cups of coffee that people have bought me here and stuff like that, I bought the new shark puppet from Axtel. And it's become a very important part of this channel. So I get to glam and glow about music, and then people who like DMT, thank you very much, who support me and stuff like that. Some of that money goes to the kids stuff that I'm doing and prepping me for when I leave in summer. I hope to do my national tour in the hospital. So, but this is, if you didn't know, the Abba Jeebs thing is a derivative of me being a composer and all kinds of stuff. So I hope that answers your question, I think. Video games. Maybe some super giant game song. You know what? Video game composers are absolutely out of this world. They are phenomenal. And yes, I definitely have to do some of those. Let me see. Hey, David McDowell. You ignore the haters. You know, I know. It's just part. It's that internet thing. A little thick skin. Evu Eluviti. Oh, Celtic folk metal. Hey, yes, please. I'm definitely going to take a look at this. I'll be reading these comments again later once I finish with this. Oh shit, I'm over an hour. Are you guys bored yet? If you're bored, tell me, and I'm just going to end this thing. Silver Surfer rules. Yes, absolutely. Haters. Yeah, it happens. You know, the Nirvana, I know a lot of people say, how come I've never done Nirvana? Is because I've probably heard every track, but it doesn't mean that I can't go back and cycle into it. Like I mentioned earlier, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to start a new little segment. So maybe, you know, I should be doing Nirvana. They are just such an epic. I know a lot of people have different opinions, but to me, that's probably one of the most poignant, rawful, most powerful shifts in the rock world that I was aware of. Because remember, I wasn't aware of a lot of rock stuff, right? Not bored. Oh, thank you. More coffee. You just keep buying me coffee. Oh my gosh. Thank you. So more coffee. I just stay on longer. Thank you. Simple B. How's it, brother? Jazz, funk, classical. Yes, actually, Chris Hatch. That's why I have that other channel. So once again, I just want to bring it up really quick. I didn't, you know, I should have put the link inside the description here. And because I had to restart this session because I was blowing it, I didn't. But I do have that other channel where I'm going to be doing more jazz, more fusion. I just got through doing a wonderful tribute to the incredible singer from Mexico that passed away. That was a legacy. He was like the Dean Martin of you know, the Norteñan Mexican world and stuff. So cultural stuff. If you go to my, God, I'm so sorry. I'm so bobo. But if you look up on Google, the Decomposer Lounge World Music, you'll see that channel. And I'm really going to start lighting up classical and stuff on that channel. But remember, it's still not going to be a theory breakdown because I'm not that good. That's where Doug comes in, Doug Halloran or the Daily Doug, and those guys come in. They can rip that stuff apart. Hey, Mark, thank you so much. Where's that from? HCHF, $5. Best years on the web. Cut it out. It's only because I shave because I'm older. Sorry. Like spinning plates. Yes. Seether. It's another one. Definitely I've got to get to. And the amazing, yes, in the amazing juices here in Hawaii. Check the ding ding. Yes, I'm going to check out rap music on that other channel for sure, and I'll put that in there. Got murdered. I don't know what that is. Oh, good. You subbed to that. Okay, so now you know it's there. You know, I think I put in the same energy with that too because I really just enjoy just music as a whole. And so there's these great 3 girls from I think the country of Georgia, that literally walk around. They walk with their smartphone and they play and sing, and they've got millions of views. There's a guitar player from Indonesia on that channel that has millions of views. And that to me is like, wow, look at this, you know, outside of the bubble of what I do here with this music and this style, you know. So if you're down for that journey, that's over there. Much less people hanging out over there. Caius, or is it Caius? Caius, anyway. Yes, more of them coming for sure. Humphrey McGee. I got to get to some Humphreys as well. Let me see if there's anything else. Some Primo. Puerto Rican coffee. Sí, please, por favor. Tell me. I need Puerto Rican coffee. Animals as Leaders. Oh my God. Is that an amazing band? Technical. For me, that's the kind of music when I listen to that and all these amazing shred progressive metal musicians that come up with instrumentals. Andy Gilliam's one of them. There's so many. There's, oh God, who's this one? I'm sorry, I'm bubbling out right now, but that's when I listen to that, my brain goes into a different mode because I'm trying to pick up every single note and nuance and how they're playing what they're playing, because now I'm being forced, not forced in a bad way, but now my ears are being shifted into a different way. You know, I'm absorbing the experience, but when I'm listening to instrumentalists doing what they do, then I kind of I listen to it a little differently, a little more techie. But I come from the school of breathing as an instrumentalist. I'm not an instrumentalist. You guys have heard some of my stuff on my channel. I've got buried way in the back. I've got some old tracks of me playing guitar back there. But for me as an instrumentalist, I'm a fairly okay guitar player at best, but I like to breathe in between my phrases. So I don't have phrases that connect all the way across for 8 bars, you know. I'm a little bit more of, you know, school of Stan Getz. I listened to a lot of saxophone and horn players and stuff when I was younger and stuff, and they literally have to breathe. You know, even Kenny G. I know. Some people go, what? That guy's an incredible musician, but even he's got to breathe in between all his riffing, and he saves all that hardcore stuff for the end. So I kind of have tendency to breathe a little more with my stuff. You'll hear it when my new piece comes out in a few weeks. You'll hear how I play, and it's not. Plus, I have to play within my limitations as well. Hi, Mimic 1965. Thank you very much. See you later, Gloria. Thanks for hanging out. Get back to Beyond Creation. Yes, I will get back to that. Red Hot Chili Peppers. No, I have not. And I've had people ask me to go ahead and do that. I have read some of the comments on it, and I'm trying to stay away from reading it because I don't want to be predisposed to anybody else's opinion on it. So I've definitely got to run up on that without a doubt. My favorite instrument from DMT. Right now, I have to say guitar, but bass is a very close second. But I've been playing keys my whole life, marginally okay, you know, and stuff like that. Drums was my very first favorite instrument, but I only did that for about 5 years, from middle high school all the way to maybe the first year out of high school, and then I drifted from there. But I think that's where I get a lot of my percussive thoughts in my composition when I'm arranging. Josiah, thank you very much. I'm glad you dig it. Baz, oh my goodness, thank you. Oh, thank you, Baz. That was really kind of you. I really appreciate that. I say cheers to you. Mahalo for the cup of coffee. Anyhow, well, guys, listen. an hour into this, and I know most of you, for me, it's 2. So if you're on the mainland, 3, 4, 5, and then if you're anywhere around the world, you're probably getting ready for bed or tucking the kids in, or even if you're just chilling out, taking a break from your video games, or you're just rolling the cannon and you just got baked, or having a glass of your favorite smoked whiskey, or your glass of water with lemon, or your tea, or your mate, or your coffee. I'm going to bow out. I can't tell you how much I enjoy this, and I want to thank you guys so much for hanging in there. The sufferador. Thank you so much. I would like to see you check out Descartes. Oh, yeah, for sure. I'll put that on my list. I'll go back and check this. That's the thing. When I've noticed and I've realized, I've just learned this, when people tip me, thank you so much, it stays in a little area in my dashboard, so then I can read back at it too as well. So yes, I'll definitely put that down. Dabs. Good, Alec. You go. Only midday in Australia. Oh, well, so you should be working. Working from home, I take it, right? I want to go to Australia one day before I punt. That's my word for dying. And I want to surf like some really super nice Noosa heads or some nice longboard waves. So one day I'll get out there and surf. Mota, claro que sí, en efecto. Glasgow. Wow. So many people from around the world. So anyhow, it's 1:16. Can you check out some more? Yes, Smashing Pumpkins. Chevelle is coming. Gojira is coming. I am going to go back and still hit some mainstream and stuff. I might, and I'm going to go back and do some 80s thrash metal. Thrash metal. Good. There's only 100 of you left. I'm not going to get so smoked on this. I did say trash metal. I meant thrash metal. So anyhow, yes, I'm coming at it. But anyhow, Patty Gertie. No, I'll have to check out Patty Gertie. Anyhow, I do have to go. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out. I know there's probably better things to do on a Sunday, but if you decide to hang out here with me 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or this whole hour and 10 minutes, thank you so much. I appreciate this. I'm going to try to do this once every 2 weeks. As a matter of fact, well, I'll surprise you when that happens, where I might do the next one from. Wes, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So Project Cas, thank you very much for the suggestions. You guys take care. Thank you so much for hanging out and making my life so fun with all the comments and all this sort of great stuff. And I hope my change on Tuesday when I release the new style of video. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's okay. Remember, like I said, there's no better time than now to try new stuff, since the internet is not being friendly to me in the algorithm. And I guess you got to make sure you click the bell or whatever. That's a notification thing. Thank you guys. Take care of yourself. Big fat aloha. I'm going to just wait a second here, drink a cup of coffee, because I know a lot of people are just saying aloha to me, and I just want to honor some of that by saying how's it. So you guys take care. Big fat aloha to all of you. Thanks for hanging out. All right. Okay. Bye, Larry. See you later, DMT. Rocky, we'll see you, buddy. Vemius, simple. We'll see you guys. Steve, aloha. Alec. Once again, I feel like the lady from Romper Room, right? Looking through the glass. And I can see Steve, and I can see Alec, and I can see Coleman. Take care. Wes, take care of yourself. Thank you so much for hanging out. Robbie, Tom, mahalo. Adios. Te vaya bien. I got to practice my Spanish. Could you imagine if I did reactions in Spanish? It'd sound really bad, probably. Bye, Ryzone. Take care, my friend. Raz and Omnimonk. Mahalo for everything. Thank you guys who have left me a couple dollars as well. Doesn't matter if you do or you don't, but I thank you for that. More coffee on the way. Bill, take care. Brutalix, Ewan, Clark, aloha. Jay, wish you well as well. I don't know. That was bad. Bye, Mr. Murdoch. You take care of yourself. All right, guys. I'm out of here. I'm hitting the down button. David, no, just when I say no, and then David pops up. Take care. Joshua, take care. Could I do Slightly Stupid? Yeah, I've heard of them. Actually, do have them on the list. And Joshua, yes. Mike, take care, my brother. Aloha. Does the bell benefit creators? Yeah, when you click the bell, that means that you actually are saying to YouTube that you want to be notified when something is popped up, instead of passively, getting it. Destructive. Aloha. Destructive Media. Take care. Rise on. Take care, my brother. Mitch. Alec. Brutalex. Okay, now I'm going to say aloha. Otherwise, I'll be here all day long. But I do want to thank you guys so much. And you know what? If you do leave alohas and stuff, even if I sign out, it'll stack up here, and I'll see it at the end of when I re-upload this. All right, guys, take care of yourselves. Thank you so much. Have a great Sunday. The rest of your Sunday, you guys are already into Monday. Have a great week. It's all going to be good because we all love our music. All right, guys, take care. Aloha. Let's see, what button do I hit? It says, hey, Destructive Media, thanks. You see, got that 1 cup of coffee in there before I dug out. All right, guys. I don't know what button to hit in here, but I'm probably going to look stupid for a second. So take care. Bye.